Commanders family, we still rolling the playoffs, which means the shows keep coming. This episode of Next Man Up, we have a rookie pull up, Javontae Jean-Baptiste, to talk about his rookie season, talk about the brotherhood of this team and what they're going to do against the Detroit Lions in the NFC Divisional Playoff round, baby. And then, of course, since we talking playoffs, we had to bring in another Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, future Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell joins the show to get us ready for the Detroit Lions. Going to be a fun playoff episode, Commanders family, and it all starts right now.
Gotta hear it twice. In the place be as y'all can see. Ladies and gentlemen.
Commanders family, for our next man up, I wanted to bring a rookie in, somebody that's experiencing all of this playoff magic for the very first time. Welcoming in our defensive lineman, Javontae Jean-Baptiste. My brother, it's great to see you again, man. How you living?
I'm living good, man. It's great to be here with you right now.
Last time we sat here and talked, you had just got here. You was a rookie, man. Didn't really know what to expect. Hadn't met a lot of people yet. Now you're in the playoffs, bro. What has that rookie year been like for you now that you're on the back end?
A lot of growing. Just getting to see, being around those guys of, like, from Wags to in the room of Payne J, Dante, Dorrance Clee, just seeing how they operate and go through a season, how they take care of themselves, picking up on the tips of how you should live, If you live right off, you should live right on. And just following their lead, man. And they've been doing a great job, being an excellent role model for me. So, yeah.
Has anything surprised you about the NFL?
I thought sometimes it could be more of a business, but here it's been more fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you've probably heard from the OGs that you're talking about that that's probably not normal in other places. This is just something that y'all have cultivated here probably.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, man. And you hear that brotherhood. You hear that y'all are like family. How does that happen so quickly? Because, yeah, this is your first year here, but a lot of guys, this is their first year here too, even the veterans, man. How are y'all able to cultivate that brotherhood and family atmosphere so fast?
I think guys spending a lot of time with each other. We got from just playing ping pong a lot. Me, I don't really play pong. I just sit there, watch and observe as they go do what they do, but I'm in the background talking and, just forming relationships by that and just being able to openly communicate with anyone, It doesn't matter who you are. You can go up to a guy and they'll sit there and talk to you. And I feel like that's probably the big thing about this building, that everyone's open to hear from each other.
And it's not just the veterans that they brought here. They brought in a coaching staff and kept a few guys too, like RK, Daryl Tapp. These guys that have played the game at a high level and now they come and coach you. How beneficial has that been for you, being able to be around NFL greats like that and now they're your coaches?
You get to see a whole, another perspective of it because, sometimes you might be like, oh, this is just a coach. But then you remember, he played in the league, and he might tell you, I'm not giving you coach's talk. I'm giving you the real talk and really what it is.
Yeah.
So you get to see that and his different angles on stuff and what he sees from how he played and how he thinks my game could go from somewhere. So
and it's not every day, and I think we talked about it too when we did our last show. It was like nothing's promised for a 7th round pick, man. No. Nothing's promised at all. But you've not only found a way to make a name for yourself on this team, but a role for yourself on this team, man. What were some of the hurdles you faced as a 7th round pick, being able to still make it on that field and make an impact for this team?
Some of the hurdles, just coming in injured at first. Not really being able to do anything until we got to camp was my first practice. That, and then just in the season, got hurt again, and just being able to bounce back from that. That's injuries is something where it's such a mental toll, but when you're surrounded around the right people that keep you uplifted and they help keep you with that drive and that motivation to keep coming in this building, everything's been so smooth, man.
You mentioned having those right people around you. Who are those people in this building that kind of helped you get through that mental part? Because you're right, man, it's tough. Whether you're a rookie, whether you're a veteran, getting injured is not easy. How did you get past those mental hurdles?
I just say, the first day I came back in during the season after I got hurt, I was kind of down a little bit. And then we go into the defensive team meeting, and they walk in there and they're like, man, that's not you. Why you not smiling like you always is? You got to be that guy. you bring that energy, and we're not gonna let you not bring that energy. So it went from coaches to players to even staff, like, or in the training room, like they know how I am because we've had time with each other before. So it's just, I feel like it was everyone that just kind of helped me along the way.
And two, you probably get to watch people lead by example as well, because you have a guy like Jonathan Allen who also was hurt. But I heard from Johnny Newton, I heard from a few other guys that even though he was hurt, even though he was on that field, he was very active with you guys. He was still here as a mentor, man. What did that do for you, seeing a guy like Jonathan Allen who has it all, who has the Pro Bowls, who has the money, but still is so humble enough to be like, you know what, I'm here for this team?
It just shows how much he loves the game. And for me, it's like, if he didn't love it, if his heart wasn't in it, then probably he maybe wouldn't do that. But then it just shows you that, like, he's selfless. Like, he still wants to make sure that everyone else in that room is still successful.
And we can't mention all of these people that have helped out without mentioning Joe Witt Jr., man. He's getting his first time to be a defensive coordinator, and man, what a job he's done. Talk about Joe Witt Jr. a little bit and what he's done for your development.
Man, Coach Witt, he brings the juice, he brings the passion. We talk here and there, but he's always just like, hey man, you gonna go? Like, you gonna go do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I feel like he just helps me make sure that, like, I keep that extra nudge or that extra push. Like, just go ahead and do it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good thing to have at a coach, because it shows trust, and that it's just like, go ahead, cut the wheels loose, man.
And that trust paid off in a big way, because one of your first games really getting big action was that Thursday night football game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And in that game, you got your first career sack, brother, man. How amazing was that moment for you? Because I know that's a big milestone. Man,
I'm not gonna lie, that was an amazing moment. You know, I didn't know it was gonna come. I was just doing what I do, and it happened. I mean, first career sack in the NFL, it definitely was exciting, and that wasn't even the best part. The best part was like the love on the sideline, man. I feel like when I got off the field, man, everybody was around. I said, man, yeah, this is what it means to be here.
What are people saying to you, man? Because that is something I peep regardless. Even in the preseason, when you would make plays, everybody's standing up, everybody's going crazy. But all of y'all are doing that for one another, man. How special is it to have guys that not only want to be successful on that field, but watch their teammates and people like you be successful as well?
I feel like that just shows like I said earlier, the love for it, the love of the game, and it's contagious, you know. That energy, that celebration, one man celebrating on the field, it gets everybody else going. You can get the fans into it, you get the sideline into it, and then it just becomes a energy that you really can't stop.
And it all starts with the head coach, Dan Quinn, right? Because he's getting riled up just like the rest of y'all. He's bringing that energy, man. Have you ever had a head coach like Dan Quinn before? Yeah.
No, I've had some coaches close to him, but just the way he approaches everything is different in his own manner that I haven't seen. And, you know, I've had some good coaches in college, but just how he approaches everything is definitely very different. And you can see, like, when we're on the sideline as a defense and how he comes up to us, he's like, oh, y'all good, y'all got it. Or like, man, that's a great play. You guys keep balling, keep doing that. And it's like he's just reminding us, like, keep competing, keep going, keep fighting. Yeah, that happened, but come on, we still got to go.
And even though you guys are continuing all this success as a defense, it feels as if every game we come into, there's questions, there's doubters, there's people sleeping on us. Do you feel that the world has really seen what this defense is truly capable of as we enter this playoff game against the Detroit Lions?
No. I mean, I think we've had flashes and glimpses of playing really good ball, but I still don't think as a team or even as a defense we played our best ball yet.
If you had to describe what this defense's identity is, what you think this defense is really about, what people haven't seen yet, what would you say that is?
I think the identity of the defense is just flying around fast, being physical, and making plays.
And then, of course, man, you come to a place where you have the support system. You have the Pro Bowl players here to learn from. You have the coaches, the former NFL players, but then you also have a fan base and a community that's unlike no other. Man, we have been all around the world. You know, I'm there with you guys, and these fans are there with us too, man.
Everywhere.
Have you ever experienced a love and a fan base like you're feeling right now here in Washington?
I think I have.
Yeah, in college?
In college, yeah. You know. I was at Ohio State. That was a big fan base. And then especially when I went to ND, just seeing being in places like, I never thought, like, people, everything, but just on the amount of people that from the games that we go to on our away games that I'd be seeing, I'd be like, whoa, we got a connection that touches everywhere.
And it's funny because a few people have mentioned that. They said they have never, even people that have been on other teams, they said that we haven't seen this since college. And the fact that I think that that's a big thing. I don't think that's a slight, right? Like to be this indebted to your fan base and to be this indebted to the team as a fan, that is only things you see in college. There's things, you know, these guys dressing up in full clothes, they painted, doing all these things, man. How much does that help y'all? When y'all are on that field, especially like think about Tampa, right? Mm-hmm. Full of burgundy and gold, man. How much does that help y'all knowing that y'all fans are behind y'all right now when y'all take on the field, even on the road?
You see that? It's like your family's with you. You know, it's, you know, we got our brotherhood within the building, but then when you go down into another territory, another space, and you see that all your fans are still there, it's like, we basically home. Like we right at home.
Yes, sir. That's what Tampa felt like, a home game, and hopefully Detroit feels the same way. Javontae, man, the fans are watching right now. Look in your ISO camera right there. Talk to the fans directly and tell them why you need them to show up and show out on game day Saturday night.
We need the support of the fan base, and we know the love that you guys have for us, and we're just going to do this thing together. Without us and without you guys, we have nothing. So it's a family thing.
Hey, man, Javontae, bro, it's been so great seeing you in this rookie year, man. What a rookie year you have had. All these rookies have had an incredible year, man, but I think it's because of y'all poise, y'all demeanor, man, and I'm happy to see you be successful, brother. I appreciate you taking the time, man. Commanders family, our next man up, Javontae Jean-Baptiste, headed to the divisional round of the playoffs to take on the Detroit Lions. Good luck, brother.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Commanders family, for our next man up. You know we in the playoffs, so I had to bring on another Super Bowl champion to help set the tone because he knows what it's like to get wins in big moments. Shout out my dog, Super Bowl champion, Brian Mitchell. Brother, what's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Last time we was in AZ, we was in the heat. Got a little misty-eyed, got a little construction, man, but you know what? We talked about all you, but now let's focus on that playoff matchup that we have against the Detroit Lions. First things first, brother, we was in Tampa when we got our first playoff win since 2005. 20 years is crazy. From your mouth, man, I was there with you, man. What was that atmosphere like?
It felt like I was on the team, to be honest with you. Being around here for so long, I've been here since 1990, saw the heyday of this football team and saw it go down into the dumps. And to watch this stuff happen so quickly with Josh Harris and his crew and Adam Peters, and then you bring in Dan Quinn, you bring in veteran guys like Lou Vu and also Bobby, and then you draft the boy Wonder. Yeah. You know, and then watching these guys go on the field and build this brotherhood and care about each other, and to sit there and we started this thing out in Tampa. Yeah. And we had a lot of fans there then. And then we move on to Cincinnati and then to Arizona. You know, came back home to the Giants. And then you saw it everywhere we went. The fans were coming in droves, man. Yeah. And in that game in Tampa, I got goosebumps, man. Because it felt like, you know, like it did in the past. You know, and I had a chance when Revo came over to hug him and say, man, thank you. You know, because like people don't understand. When you cover a team you play for, I'm truthful. So if I don't see good, I'm not going to say good. Yeah. You know, if I see bad, I got to say bad. But I still care. You know, and I would go around and I couldn't say a damn thing to my friends. They always had bragging rights. Yeah. I got bragging rights these days, and it feels good, you know.
Yes, sir.
So and I'm happy for the guys. I'm proud of them. And I'm happy for the fans most of all because there are some fans that never left. Yeah. They never wavered. You know, they wanted to hear the truth. They wanted to be around. But what they're going through right now is the best thing in the world for them.
And I mean, what you do for a living, being on the radio every day, it's tough when your team's losing, your team's not winning. So you have a direct line to the fan base. So you've gotten to see how it's grown since that week one in Tampa when we're there to now, man. What are you hearing from these fans when you talk to them and ask them what about this season makes it so special?
Well, the thing about it, they understand right now that the owner cares about them. The owner wants to be good for them. They see the same thing in the coaches and the players. You know, these fans are invested. These fans have been here when a lot of us get here. Yeah. You know, some of them have been here for longer years than I've been living. You know?
Yeah, for real.
And all of a sudden when they see you having the same dedication they have, you know, win, lose, or draw, they're going to love you. They went through a stage where they thought they were just being used. And now they're setting up trips and everything to go all over this country. And we see it, we hear it. And I've had many people call me and they say, listen, man, we can hear the chants on TV.
Wow.
So when you're hearing on the road, our fans cheering about this football team, and you can hear it coming through the TV, it says that they are very much, they've been waiting, like a volcano about to erupt. And man, I got a feeling this thing may keep going.
Hey, man,
so we'll see.
I'm hoping it keeps going. I think we all feel that optimism. And I think a lot of that has to do with the structure, the foundation of what this team is. You mentioned it, AP, the coaching staff he was able to bring in, and being able to do this on year one. You said it was quick. Have you ever seen anything like this before? You've seen a lot more football than me. I cannot name a time I've seen anything like this happen so quickly.
I'll tell you this. When I left here and I went to Philly, they had 99 after McMahon had come in. We get there in 2000, we started doing some things. This is the first year. This would be that 99 year for the Eagles, and they didn't do nothing. Jayden rolls in here, man, and the kid learns so quickly. He processes. And it's not just on the football field. He's the same off the field. Everybody I've talked to, they say, man, I met this kid in the summer. I met him during some stuff going up to the draft. Doug Williams told us this. David Aldridge. Those guys are telling me when we met him, and then now they're talking to him. He's the exact same guy. He hasn't changed yet. This dude is being talked about on every sports show out there. He is being praised and compared to and have stats that people who are the greats of the greats play in this league. And he still cares about winning. Don't worry about much else. Don't get high, don't get low. He just does what he say God gave him a talent to do. He plays football. He says his prayers and let God take care of the rest. He goes out there and do his job.
And be something
like that.
Something we get to see that a lot of people don't get to see is all the other things, the things that's going around him, the support system, his family that pulls up to the games and all that, man. As somebody that's played quarterback, somebody that's played this game at an extremely high level, how important is having that support system there each and every day? Because we see his group, they go with him wherever he's at, and they take really great care of him.
It's super important because so many people that play at the pro level, they don't have peace. Most people that play at the pro level, your family is telling you what they've done for you and what you owe them. And you're more concerned about make sure they're good than handling your job. What Jayden talks about all the time is that his family and his support group around him, his agents, all that, they take care of everything. All he got to do is worry about football. And I've always mentioned the first job mentality. His first job is to be a very good football player. And they allow him that freedom to do that. We talk to his mom every week. We see all the time. She went so far as to go and become an agent through the PA to learn the stuff to make his job even easier. His dad, I hear Husman Zada said when he has free time, he goes to his dad. That's his coach. That's his original coach. And normally all of us, our dads were our original coaches. But his dad sees stuff probably before any other coach can see it. So when I need to get that tune-up, he goes to his mechanic, and that's his father. So when you have those type of things around you and the people that are around you are there to support you, not lean on you, not pull from you.
Yes.
It makes things even easier for you.
Because we've seen it on the flip side where those people that are too close to you are maybe distracting you or keeping things away. So it's great to see Jayden have a support system that just looks out for him so much.
B, when I got drafted, and I wasn't drafted like Jayden, nothing like that, but I remember this guy told my dad, he said, hey, man, you could quit your job now. He said, for what? He said, that's my son's job. He's going to do that. He said, what if that stuff goes wrong? I'm going to have a place for him to come back to. And my mom and dad, I said, what you want me to get you? They're like, you didn't get us nothing. You did what we asked you to do. So that made me feel so comfortable that I went out my way to do stuff for them. When something happened, I bought myself a car. First house I built was my mom's house, because I never had to worry about anything. I tell people, I was rich with love. When I needed something, I got it. But I didn't just have all the extra stuff hanging around. but I had everything I needed. Not everything I wanted. Everything I needed, I had. And whenever I needed to get somewhere, I needed some advice, I would get it from my mom and my dad. I didn't have to go to nobody else. And that made my life easy. And I'm watching the same thing happen with Jayden, to where the people that knows him the best can be right there for him. And a lot of times what happens, you get to this level, you get these damn hang-alongs, and they screw up the whole thing because you're too busy watching them because you start to feel it. You know, we all have that little internal thing where we can feel when something ain't right.
And Jayden definitely carries himself like that. He carries himself like a much older cat. Like when I hear you talk, when I hear Tanner talk, London talk about the way y'all prepared, about the way y'all saw the game, and also the way you guys did the things off the field, you see that right now from Jayden. You see him, he's the first one in. You see him, he's the last one in. He's not doing a lot of talking. He's not hanging out with nobody. He is doing his thing, but he's also leaning on guys like you, guys like these legends that are here, especially a guy like Doug Williams. And we've seen quarterbacks come in here and not lean on a resource, not lean on guys like you. How refreshing is it to see a guy like Jayden Daniels who not only respects the OGs, but leans on them for advice?
It's very, it makes me feel good. Because I go a step farther. The previous regime and ownership, they didn't want the players coming in to lean on the past. Because we can help a guy become more mature, know more, learn faster, understand this is a game, but it's a hell of a business. This staff and this regime and the new ownership, they want you to do that because they want the guys that came through this involved. So when you watch a guy as intelligent and as calm as Jayden still leaning on that, makes you feel good because you know what? This kid already has the tools to go through life. And like what your mom and dad would tell you, we made mistakes so you don't have to. You know, your big brothers tell you that too. The same thing. You could let him know about something that may be around the corner or something that may be set up over here, a mine waiting on him, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let him know so he don't have to deal with that crap. But before, they didn't want that. They acted at it as if we're educating them too much. You know, why? You should want that guy to be just totally free when he steps on the football field to just go produce. But nah, they have to figure out everything themselves. Nah, man, that don't happen like that. But I'm telling you, that dude's special. He came in here with a gift, man. So I'm along for the ride. I'm just checking it out. Cause you know me, B. Every week when I see it, I like let it go. I don't care what people say or think. When I'm happy about something and I'm proud of something, I'm gonna let the person know.
And you are truly enjoying it. And I think we get a really cool vantage point because we're right there in that tunnel when the guys walk off the field each and every time. And I think Jeremy Reeves has said it. Man, it means so much to us when we see B. Mitch down there, when we see London down there, when we see the OGs down there, and they're happy for us. They're excited to see our success. Y'all ain't hating. Y'all ain't mad at them because they breaking records and doing things that y'all used to do. Y'all are excited when you hear young brothers like that. Because Jeremy Reeves is a young cat too, just like Jayden, man. It's kind of bleeding through that whole team. When you hear these young cats appreciating y'all, man, how much does that mean to you, man?
It means the world because I've always wanted to be that guy because when I got into the league, I saw those guys coming around. You know, every team I've been on, I watched guys come in, giving us advice, helping us out. And that's what I wanted to become. Like when I got here, my person on the team was Ernest Biner. But I still saw Doug and other guys like that, you know, venture here, venture there, guys that had come before playing on this team come in and start talking to me. So the natural tendency is that they did it for me, I got to do it for the next person. So I started taking the rookies under my wing. And then when I leave the game, I want to help people out. I moved back in this area because this area was great for me and I want to help it out. And when I would come around, guys would grit on me. And I'm like, somebody must be saying something. And eventually I found out they were like putting out rumors about me and saying stuff like, I was this way, that way. No, I'm going to tell you the truth. But I'm not a bad person.
At all.
I might not like the people that were telling them that crap, but I wanted to help. And now you have an opportunity to be around and just having the, you know, I've had conversations with guys, I don't want to put guys' names on and stuff. I had conversations with guys behind the scenes, just want to know little tidbits, what my thought process was, what I feel about some play that may have worked good or not worked good. I tell them that. And they were thankful that I was willing to talk to them. that makes me feel good that I have that opportunity. I didn't have it for some years, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't have that for years. It got to a point where a lot of dudes had beef with me and didn't know who the hell I was.
And it's funny because Mr. Doug kind of said the same type thing, like when I have conversations with him, especially like off camera, and we talk about the way things have changed for you guys, the way you guys are perceived, not only by the players, but by this coaching staff as well. I mean, you and Izzo, y'all done bumped them helmets before, but I can see when he sees you and looks at you, there's that admiration, there's that love. I mean, he's even talked about having the Brian Mitchell Award for the special teams guys, man. So when you have the coaching staff that not only has, because all those guys have played on the field just like you, but they also respect you. It's not just the players, but the coaching staff, man. How beneficial do you think that is for the bigger picture? Because we know how many things have to go right for this ship to keep floating.
Well, I think, like, you look at people, and I'm going to throw out some names. Darryl Green, Texas A&I.
Yeah.
I went to University of Southwestern Louisiana, which is Louisiana Lafayette now. Darryl was a first-round draft pick. I wasn't. So for me to accomplish all the things I accomplished, I had to work. I had to be dedicated to this craft. And when a coach can let people know, like some of the players knew that I had played and stuff. A lot of them didn't know what I had done. They didn't know my accomplishments. And I forgot somebody told me, I think it was B-Rob during training camp. He said, "Man, I didn't know you were like that." I said, "B, I just did my job."
He was the man.
You know, so when you start hearing that, at least the coaches that are in the building, the people in the building are probably saying, "This dude right here, y'all might think this, that, and the other, but no, this is what he was about. You should talk to him sometimes." That at least opened up an avenue. I didn't get anybody saying that stuff to me before. Nobody came and talked about things. And now you look at, there's several guys on the team. You know, Andre Jones and Percy went to my college. Percy from my hometown. And you start to get that conversation with guys, and you find out, man, just as much as I got it to give, some of those guys want it.
Yeah.
You know, you got information where some people hold on to it and don't share it. I want to share it. I want to share whatever the hell helped me out. And there are other guys out there who are willing to absorb it, and others, they block it. Then later on in life, they come back to you. You know, I had a guy I played with, came to me and started to say, "Man, I wish I had listened to you when you were telling me stuff back in the day." Too late now, bro. Your time is over. So I'm glad they allow the guys to get it when they best need it in that youthful stage of their career.
And I think what's super interesting for me when I look at like you and I'm like on the outside looking in, because I'm with you all the time. You know, I know what you did on that field. I know you was the man. But then you've also turned this media career into something just as big, man. You've been doing this in media longer than a lot of us have been alive in this building. You know what I mean? You've been doing it a long time. So I have to ask you, when you felt the success on the field and being part of the team, and you said it when you started this interview, you said, "I feel like I'm part of the team. I feel like I'm on that field." Well, you kind of are. When you're part of that media, you're part of the storytelling, you're part of the way we frame things in this culture, right? And you're right there seeing all of this, man. How special, I know it's not better, because winning Super Bowls, winning Super Bowl and being on that field is different, but how special is it being able to be a part of the team in this way as a media personality, as a guy that's not only played the game, but can now watch and analyze the game?
It is very special, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not going to go like people, "Oh, it's better than having kids." No. But you know what? Like I said in the beginning, it makes me feel like I'm a part of it. And we don't go out there and practice with these guys. We don't be in the meetings with them and go through all the stuff. But I have said for years, this team needs to get away. Like training camp, everybody want them to be home. I want them to go the hell away. Because I know it's something special about when you get away with your teammates and you got to just depend on each other.
Yeah.
And every man to a man on this team talks about when they went from Cincinnati straight to Arizona, and they had to depend on each other. And that's when they became a team. They began to really grow that brotherhood. And then you see what they're accomplishing. If I can drop any tidbit to anybody out there, I don't care if it's a week or two, get them away from here during training camp. Yes, we love our families, but it's time to cut them off for about a week or two to be with your teammates. That's your other family. When a guy is this close to home, when he get free time, he's going home. When a guy is away from home and he get free time, he talk to his teammates. And that grows them even better. And when I saw that when they left and went to Arizona, And when they came back and I started hearing that stuff, made me the most proud ever, bro, because people outside of the locker room, like fans, they just want you to be here. And then they complain when you don't exceed or succeed in the way you need to.
Yeah.
But that right there, when they got away, they found each other. And it made a difference the way that they play now. I suggest get them away for at least a week or two and then bring them back and let the fans enjoy them. But before that, they need to be by themselves.
It's such an interesting perspective because when you look at this team right now, you see they have that brotherhood on lock. And even when you talk about that Cincinnati to Arizona trip, it's not the same as like training camp, right? Like you're still working, like, but you could go off and do your own thing. Like when you're not working, you could do whatever. But in training camp, you're really in the trenches, right? You're in there building with your brothers. So without having that, but you still see a brotherhood that I don't know if I've seen from a team from like top to bottom where all these guys are on the same page, man. How does something like that come about without that ability to go off in training camp and to be able to separate like that?
Well, I think it comes about when you have people that are, they let their egos go. And they began to open their ears and listen to their guys that have been through it before. Bobby Wagner doesn't talk a lot.
No.
He's a man of action. If Bobby Wagner wants to talk to me, I'm going to shut the hell up and listen.
Yeah.
Art Monk didn't talk a lot. Whenever Art Monk was willing to give some information, turn off everything else and listen. Because the people that don't talk a lot, when they want to talk, like If Hutton, you need to listen because they got something important they want to tell you. I believe having Bobby, having Luvu, Terry, and then having young guys like a Jayden and a Mike Sarenstill.
Yeah.
You had, like they talk about, like a good defense, got a great player on every, like the front line, the linebacker, in the back. You had the older dudes, the guys in the middle, Terry. Bobby was older, mid-Terry. And then you got Mike and Jayden come along. And those two dudes, every older player, talk about how they are beyond their years. That's now your leadership group. You got rookies looking at them saying, well, damn, if they working like that, I better work like that. Terry, in his 5th, 6th year, his group got to follow him. Bobby's group is still trying to show you what they're about. And then you get that coming in all 3 ways, your team bound to be good. So they happen to pick the right damn mindset of people in the right positions to change this thing around.
And they've changed it around, man. I mean, we're seeing our first playoff win in Tampa. We got that now. We're headed to Detroit to take on a very, very tough Lions team, man. When you look at this matchup right here, you know, we do pre and post game on the Commanders YouTube page. We have a lot of fun with that. But let's do a little preview right now. I mean, we're looking at the Detroit Lions, man. There is a confidence that, like, we carry when we walk around, right? When we look at this team. We don't talk about, if we lose. We just don't have a conversation. It's always, okay, next game. Oh, who we got next? Who we got next game? So when you look at this team and you look at that Detroit matchup, I know you like it. What about it intrigues you and makes you feel like, okay, we can come and get this done and keep this thing rolling, like you said earlier?
Well, the thing about it is that they're not invincible, okay? Yes, their offense is potent. I give that to them. But their defense give you chances. Now, my buddy, Glenn, he's their D coordinator. He's coming at you. He's going to try. But when you watch a team that has lost that many people on defense and they still play at that high level, but I think also they're looking at this team saying, well, damn, 6 games in a row they just came behind and they scored in the last. And what that means is we better not let them get up on us and stay too close.
Yes.
And what I have confidence in, number 5, if we got a chance with him, we got a chance, a real chance. And the whole thing I like is everybody builds off of that and pulls from that. It's not just the offensive guys, it's special teams and defense. They all, like John told us last week, we know if we can get a turnover here and get the ball back to number 5, we got a chance. And I think the other teams too. I listened to Dan Campbell talking about him. He said he's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, I had another guy say he's a hired killer.
Yes, a trained
when you
assassin.
start hearing all of these football people talking about this kid like that, man, you got a chance with him. You know, people always say quarterbacks makes your team better. he's made this team much better.
And B-Mitch, in closing, you talked about this fan base. And everywhere we've gone, I think Arizona is when it really hit me like, oh, man, we're seeing something special with the way these guys show up and show out for us each and every week. That's your ISO cam right there, B-Mitch. You know you the man. Look at that camera right there. Talk to this fan base and why they need to show up and show out in Detroit and why they need to get even louder than what they wore in Tampa. And damn, they was loud.
Well, I'll tell you all, you all know back in the day, we always wanted the fans to be there. We depended on the fans because when you start to feel a little tired and you hear the fan base saying something or cheering for you, it gives you a little bit more adrenaline. I know ticket prices are high, things like that, but you know what? If you got a little extra, get to Detroit. Make sure those fans, make sure the team know you're there for them, and I promise you they'll give you something special to cheer about.
Gonna be a lot of burgundy and gold out in Detroit, man. Can't wait to be back out there. It's crazy to think when we were last out there, Jayden was being drafted to the Washington Commanders, and damn, what a season it's been. B-Mitch, man, always great talking to you, bro. I've had a lot of fun with you on the road. Man, let's keep this thing going, bro.
Let's keep it going, bro.
Hey, man, Commanders family. Our next man up, Super Bowl champion and future Hall of Famer, Brian Mitchell. Commanders family, we hope you enjoyed this extra special playoff edition of Next Man Up. If you want to check our previous Next Man Up episodes, you could catch those on the Commanders YouTube page or stream the audio wherever you get your podcast. I'm your host, Brian Cober Jr. Let's get this win over the Detroit Lions. This is Next Man Up. Catch y'all next week.